Welcome to our masterclass, 4 steps how to stop yo-yo dieting. I've just finished at the studio and my booking is over time, so I need to run. I'm not going to bore you with details. Here you go, enjoy. Step number 1, which is the most important, is believing you can do what you're trying to do. This might sound a bit cheesy, but unfortunately, a lot of us are not getting the results we want because we don't believe we can get them. And now, this is not the 5% conscious mind that you are telling yourself and your friends, oh, I can do this, I can get results in 12 weeks, when it's very surface style of thinking. You need to be able to work on your subconscious mind, which is 95% of your thoughts every single day. When your subconscious mind is telling you, you can't do it, you don't deserve it, you're not one of those people, that's what's holding you back. To work on your subconscious mind, it is a little bit easier said than done, but it is doable. You need to practice this daily. Number 1 tool that I use for me and my clients, and it works for every single person I've ever tried it with, is gratitude. Focusing on what you currently have instead of what you don't have or you can't do is going to completely change your life. If you're currently feeling a little bit uncomfortable in your body and you're feeling a bit fat, whatever the feeling is you want to get rid of, don't focus on that. Focus on what you do have. What do you feel confident about? What do you currently have? Are you healthy? Do you have legs that carry around all day? Do you have arms that can carry groceries? What do you currently have that you are grateful for? Start writing down 3 things every single morning, what you are grateful for about you and about your body. And it's ridiculous how quickly it starts snowballing into more of a positive mindset, and what you put out to the universe will come back in. The more positive you feel about yourself, the more you're gonna get. Now, some people might freak out because this sounds very spiritual, hoo-ha, and it kind of is. I'm personally spiritual. However, this is also called quantum physics for science-based people. The energy you put out will come back in. Law of attraction is a real thing, whether you're spiritual or science-based person. On this specific unconscious mind subject, I'm happy to help you more. Send me a message if you need more information or ideas. I personally use gratitude, meditation, journaling as a tool, but there are several other ones as well. Step 2 is the most known and quite comfortable step to take. It's understanding energy balance. If you want to lose fat, you need to eat in calorie deficit, which means you're eating less calories than you burn per day. If you eat more calories than you burn per day, you are going to put on fat. Understanding this and getting a generic idea of macros is important. So I would highly recommend to track your macros, but only for 2 weeks. There's going to be people who are going to be shocked that I'm saying this because I always say you don't have to track your macros to lose fat. However, it's important to get the idea and understanding what you are currently doing that you could slightly shift to be able to lose the unwanted body fat. So I'm highlighting the fact that you need to only track for 2 weeks, and that is enough to give you the idea what nutrition and macros you're putting into your body. I'm not going to go into macro tracking too much on this masterclass, but I will send you a booklet that explains how you can easily count your own calories, calorie target, and what you need to do to get to your goal. Do this for 2 weeks. If you do it for longer than that, first of all, you're not going to give it your 110%. Half-ass tracking doesn't work. The problem is that when we keep tracking for longer, a lot of us start underestimating the calories and forgetting little things like oil. If you have oil in your salad, it's easily another 100, 200 calories right there, and you're not aware of it if you're not tracking properly. So track properly, accurately for 2 weeks, and you will be able to see which foods are making you gain more fat and which ones less. I don't want you to cut off oil and calorie-dense foods. I want you to understand how much calories you're getting from where. Maybe next time when you're eating avocado or chocolate or whatever the calorie-dense food is, you'll understand, hey, what if I just had half of this? I'd be having half the calories and I would go into calorie deficit. So understanding calories and how it works is important, but tracking for too long will bounce you back into yo-yo dieting. What happens is when you track for too long, you end up cheating yourself. It's not your fault. It's your subconscious mind trying to make you look perfect on paper. We all want to do perfect macros Monday to Wednesday. Thursday comes, oh, I had a dinner with my friends, I'm not too sure how to track it, so I'm not gonna track that one. And that was 1,500 calories right there. And trust me, I know how it works. I've done it. When I was tracking, I started getting into the habit that I wanted it to look perfect on my fitness pal because I'm a human and it's nice when it looks good. But then I'd go home and eat another pile of rice cakes with peanut butter and honey because it's healthy, but that was another 500 calories right there that I wasn't taking into account, which was making me put on more fat even though my fitness pal looked perfect. This is why I don't want you to track for too long. I want you to track for 2 weeks to understand how it works and then get out of tracking and go back into intuitive eating. Step 3, get rid of the niggling pain that you've got at the moment or you have experienced in the past. I know that at least 99% of you have had something and it's currently subconsciously stopping you to do certain exercises or even show up at all. Instead of focusing on the pain, focus on how you can fix it. Don't say, I have a bad back, I can't do deadlifts. That will put out the frequency to the universe again, that will come back to you, and that back will never get better. Start focusing on what you can do, which is, for example, strengthening your core to then reduce the back pain. There's always a way. If you have a serious injury, make sure you go to physio and get the exercises you need to strengthen the area and surrounding areas. If it's a little niggle, there's always something you can do to make your movement feel smoother and pain-free. Don't tell yourself you have a pain that you can't get rid of. It is not true. However, saying it won't be enough. You need to action the steps, go to the gym, and start working on the problem 3 to 4 times a week. Once you get rid of your pain, you'll notice that moving smooth will actually allow you to focus on how grateful you are for what you can do rather than the negative body image and yo-yo dieting and things that you don't like about yourself. Movement is medicine. Yes, it's cheesy, but it's very, very true. Another thing about movement is you end up eating better. We all know the feeling when you go and do a really good workout that once a year, whatever it is currently, that day you end up thinking, maybe I should eat a little bit better. And all of a sudden you're eating a little bit more protein, a little bit more veggies, and it's still okay to have your chocolate. But it has a beautiful ripple effect to your diet. And that's why you don't really have to keep tracking your macros because you will automatically start eating better when you start moving better. Step 4, don't give up when you fail. Failing is part of the process and you are going to get days that you'll go back into your old habits. Maybe you binge, maybe you overeat. I don't know what the habit is that you want to get rid of. This is part of the process. You will go back there every now and then. And what matters is you not giving up and getting yourself back on track. The difference between yo-yo dieters and the people who are able to maintain their results is that these people didn't give up when they made a mistake. If you're in the 2-week phase of tracking your macros and you completely go on a binge and f*** it up, let it be. It's okay. Get back on track the following day. It would be beneficial for you to work on why you did it, whether it was emotional eating, if you forgot to eat your breakfast, if you didn't eat enough protein. Whatever the reason is, it would be good for you to know. But don't dwell on it. Fat loss doesn't happen overnight. Fat gain doesn't happen overnight either. Overeating one day won't undo all the weeks of work that you have done already consistently. We all know that for fat loss, you need to stay consistent. And the slower and more consistent you go, the better results you will get, and it's more likely for you to maintain them. If you lose 5 to 10 kilos within a couple of weeks, it is nearly impossible for you to hold on to that result. If you're losing a few hundred grams of fat every single week for 12, 20 weeks, you will be able to maintain that result a lot easier. So don't let one day of overeating stop you from doing what you are doing. You need to use your sisu to be able to do this. Sisu is a word that we don't have in English. It's a Finnish word that stands for grit, but even more than that. It is the second engine you don't realize you have within you. And you only realize you have sisu when you're just about to give up. You need sisu mindset to be able to get through these hurdles that you will be jumping over. Here's some screenshots of sisu athletes that I actually thought completely fell off track. These people understand the power of sisu and they used their sisu to come back up after completely falling off track for a day or even a week. It happens. It's a non-negotiable that you start being okay with yourself making mistakes and falling off track. And if you're not, it's gonna happen more often and it's more likely that you actually never come back up. Be okay with being a human and start understanding that fat loss is not about one day, one night, 1 week. It's about consistent effort over a long period of time. Once you understand it, you're actually going to feel more free when you're eating, and it's less likely for you to go into your old habits of restricting, overeating. And surprisingly, you get better results being a little bit more flexible and kind to yourself. Thank you so much for watching all the 4 steps. I really hope you're gonna take this on and implement it in your life. For people who need a little bit more accountability, I am creating a 12-week group program that will help you to implement these steps one by one within the 12-week frame, get you out of yo-yo dieting, as well as pains and niggles in your body. If you want to be a part of this group, make sure you message me as soon as possible because I know these 10 slots will be taken soon. Just thoughts, ideas, to energy balance. Step 3, people who yo-yo diet, the difference between yo-yo diet is having what it's gonna, like meditation, journaling, all that. On this specific, I've experienced niggly shoulder, knee, pain in back. The difference put in that, avocado was, we might